On today's episode, we're going to do something a little bit different.
Fun.
Fun. This episode will air just before the 4th of July. Let's have a little fun with this. And rather than talk about, budgets or project management or building science or any of those things or process, let's talk about why people are actually building houses. Like what do they do in them? And one of those things is celebrate 4th of July.
Yeah.
Right? So today we're going to talk about what is the ultimate 4th of July house. Just briefly, when you think of the 4th of July, what does that look like for you as far as celebrating at home?
The F's about entertaining. It's family, it's friends, it's food, it's fun, and so that kind of defines what you want to do when you entertain at your house and how you want to accommodate those aspects of it. So specifically the 4th of July in Texas, where we are, it's just hot as hell, right? And it's humid, right? And so to enjoy outdoor living, you need things like shade, you need breeze, you need water, you need the ability to cook and dine outside. Mm-hmm. And then you need some entertainment of some kind, whether that's music or, some kind of sports activity or something like that, So all those things combined, maybe that's kind of reminds me of summertime in Austin.
When you think of 4th of July from a location standpoint, where would this house be? Would it be on a lake? Would it be in the hill country? Would it be in a neighborhood with lots of families around?
Well, any and all the above. It depends on, what it is for you and your family. If you need to get away to a remote location because you live in a very urban setting and you need some spatial area to get out to with your family to enjoy a holiday, then maybe it is at a lake or maybe it is out in the country somewhere or on a river or creek. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those things are nice and have natural water features.
Yeah, we're fortunate where we are here in Austin because we got several lakes nearby,
right?
As well as rivers and creeks. And definitely those things get packed 4th of July weekend because a lot of people are out there on their boats celebrating with friends and family. And so we go out to the lake and celebrate out there. And like you said, it's hot, so being on the water is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. The crowds kind of deter me as an older person. Family gatherings are generally more enjoyable at home, but having those home spaces that accommodate being outside in the heat and the sunshine are challenging. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's sort of my idea of how we accommodate a house, how we remodel a house or how we build a house that incorporates those features that allow you to spend time outdoors with your family.
Yeah. So would you say that it's safe to say in the instance of a 4th of July celebration that which is more important, the setting of the home or the home itself?
Interesting. Well, specifically for the 4th of July, I would say it's the setting and it's the outside hardscapes and landscapes and features and covered areas and patios that generally accommodate summertime entertainment.
Yeah.
The inside of the house might speak more to holidays like Thanksgiving or Christmas,
sure,
where you really want to gather more inside around warmth and large living spaces and dining spaces inside. So specifically on summertime holidays, whether it's Memorial Day, 4th of July, even Labor Day, which here in Texas, those are pretty much all the same.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Then we like large covered back patios, possible water features, and green spaces. Green is a very calming color. Mm-hmm. And that's why, the landscaping that we do, and it just makes outdoor living very enjoyable.
Yeah, I agree. To me, yes, the outdoor space for 4th of July, that is sort of what is the most important there. With the exception of if you're having people that are coming from out of town or coming from somewhere else to stay with you, then you need the room to accommodate them. If that's, extra bunk beds or bedrooms or whatever. But other than that, it's that big shaded area that has fans or misters or any of those things. Also, here's a good question. Speaking of outdoor spaces, screened porch. is pretty important because we have a lot of mosquitoes, but it's also very constricting as well. So I've got mixed feelings about that. I think
I do too. And that's a great point. We have new clients who want to try to create the screened in, safe, guarded areas that still feel like outside, but they have protection from mosquitoes. Screens sort of close off the outside area. They don't really do what they are intended to do. And they do block some of the breeze. And quite honestly, breeze is the best mitigation against bugs.
Sure, yeah.
If you can create natural breeze or artificial breeze with fans,
yeah.
you can mitigate the flies and mosquitoes pretty well.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's probably true. All right, well, let's step back a little bit and think about if you were, I know we talked about that the outside space is more important than the inside space, but if you were creating your ultimate 4th of July home, what does that house actually look like? Are you thinking, is it a modern house, a traditional, is it a ranch style home?
I think it can be any style that a
I
client
know, but for you,
likes.
if you're building this for you, what is it going to be?
Yeah, I think to me, my favorite is a ranch style. I wouldn't go so far as to say a timber frame home or, a Yellowstone type home. That may be a little bit over the top for me, but a general sprawling, wraparound, large covered patios and porches, lots of outside ceiling fans, smooth walking spaces for bare feet. Mm-hmm. That's kind of my style. And I think if I were to build myself another house, that's the style that I would build. I do have a somewhat traditional house now, but it has lots of front porch covered spaces, but not a lot of back patio covered spaces.
Yeah.
But so that's sort of what I wish I had.
I got you. Yeah. I think something else to think about is, we do a lot of outdoor kitchens.
Right.
We'll get to cooking in a minute, but if you have an outdoor kitchen, fantastic. But I think you still, if you're doing the layout, the main kitchen inside the house needs to be accessible. It needs to have a clear pathway to that back patio. Because a lot of the cooking and preparation and things will be done in there. And so that flow is really important, especially if you're accommodating crowds or, friends and family. There's going to be a lot of traffic, and you don't have to walk all the way across the house to get to the kitchen and back.
Yeah, one of the things about the Austin area and the Hill Country in general is a lot of times our houses are on slopes. And so your main kitchen dining area may be on the main floor.
Yeah.
But your pool and patio area may be a floor or two down into the backyard.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so you can't justify walking up stairs for a substantial height to get to your kitchen and food and appliances. So in that case, you kind of have to have some facility for outdoor kitchen, right? Otherwise, if your outdoor patio and dining area and cooking area is right outside your kitchen, really you just need a grill. You don't need a sink. You don't need appliances necessary because it's so convenient just to walk right in or have a pass-through window into your kitchen.
Yeah. Let's talk about the porch itself. You mentioned front porch, back porch. For me, every home that I've ever built, I have intentionally put a large front porch on the home because I know they say that the front door is the handshake to the home or whatever. But to me, I believe that the front porch, it really helps a family engage with the neighborhood. So maybe not as important if you're out in the country somewhere. If it's a block party, let's say a 4th of July block party, having that large front porch is a gathering space for people. And it's a place where you can see your friends and neighbors while you're celebrating, but still on your own space.
You're exactly right. And as I mentioned earlier, my house specifically has massive front, lower and upper porches.
Yeah.
And I have 2 outdoor seating living areas on my front porch, specifically for that reason.
Yeah.
I live in a sort of closed-knit neighborhood. People walk, their dogs, their kids, their bikes. And I know everybody that lives in my neighborhood. All 105 houses that are in my subdivision, I pretty much know who they are and see them on a regular basis because we're out on the front porch sitting with a ceiling fan or in the wintertime with an outdoor heater, a porch swing, a bench, lighting out there. And so you're right. We could have a 4th of July parade in our neighborhood and we would be front and center.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking too, growing up, we lived outside the city limits, but, shooting fireworks happens in the street. So if you've got that front porch, like you said, that that front row seat to the action.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. But if you're sort of entertaining privately, then the back porch is the main. So that's a big space as well. I think you mentioned something that I found to be very interesting or poignant is that the smooth surface for bare feet. It's obviously really hot here, and that is a major thing that people need to think about is how hot is that surface going to be? Because people do walk barefoot on their patios, right? And I think it's a hard thing to overcome, but it's definitely a consideration. And then, different types of woods that are beautiful but can also create splinters. There's a lot of stuff to consider there. For me personally, I do not like walking barefoot on concrete. It just gives me the heebie-jeebies. We do some concrete patios and things like that, but to me, that's like a no-go zone.
Yeah. When Sue and I first got together, we had a house not too far from where we live now. Then it's built in 1967 or 68, and the builder had put a pool in the backyard. But, of course, back then people didn't have the sense to think forward. They put an exposed aggregate patio and pool deck around it. Yeah. So as soon as you got out of the pool, your feet were in agony stepping on these sharp stones.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, it's funny. I've done several of those as well. Depending on the type of pea gravel that you use, there are better or worse options.
That's true.
And so, there's a little bit of research that has to be done. And as far as how much exposure and how much of the concrete is still left in there can change that. Where you can get the look, but not necessarily the pointy parts.
That's right. I will say that.
But it does stay cooler.
It does.
Yeah.
I will say that also, if you're out there and you have your family outside on concrete of any kind, it doesn't hurt to wet it down regularly.
That's
right?
a great point. Yeah.
Makes it much cooler, makes it much more easy on your feet. Water has got to be a part of outdoor living in the summertime in Texas. Whether you're on a lake or river or creek, or whether you have a swimming pool in your backyard, or even if you just have misters on your backyard, some type of water cooling opportunity for people. Once you get wet and you have a little breeze, people can withstand very hot temperatures.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Speaking of water, how about swimming pool? Like, how important is that for a 4th of July party?
Well, I love swimming pools. As long as they're someone else's, right? Because the truth is, it's like boats. It's really cool when you get it. It's really cool when you backfill it and plant something inside it. It's just a lot of trouble. But if you have the opportunity to have one of your kids loves to take care of it, or it's you or your wife's hobby to take care of your pool, you like it. It's kind of cathartic, like yard work.
Yeah,
then it's great. But if you don't like taking care of your pool, if it's always filling with leaves or debris or whatever, and it just can be overcoming, and you don't really want to hire a pool service, then it is a lot. But if you do build a pool, I would accommodate in your budget enough to maintain it regularly and to have somebody clean it regularly.
Yeah,
because it makes it much more durable when every time you go out there, it's pristine, ready to get into, and you don't really have to worry about it.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think in the calculation of budgeting for a pool, the monthly service should be accounted for. We have lots of clients that put the automatic pool covers in, which they really reduce the maintenance costs, but they're expensive. So that upfront cost is pretty high. I've seen now too, there are quite a few sort of, the traditional, what you think of, I've never had a pool, so I don't know what they're called, but the little machine that rolls around inside.
The robots.
They have some pretty advanced robots now.
Yeah.
I don't know how well they work, but they look interesting.
Yeah.
But that's something that needs to be maintained as well. But I think when it comes to a 4th of July, in my mind, there's always a swimming pool there and there's kids jumping in it and splashing around. To me, that's a big part of the celebration. You kind of mentioned the grill. Let's talk about that part of it, the food of a 4th of July celebration. What does that mean to you? And I know that you've got some strong feelings about this, so let's dive into it a little bit about what types of cooking you do on a 4th of July. What are your preferences as far as what sort of appliance that you're using?
Yeah, this is probably a whole podcast in and of itself. Outdoor cooking, right?
Yeah.
But let's start with just saying it depends. If your family is food oriented, right, and you enjoy outdoor cooking, whether it's smoking, grilling, then center this around outdoor cooking and whatever works for you.
Yeah.
I'm an old school charcoal guy. Don't really like gas grills.
Yeah.
That's just me. You know, I see the benefits of gas grills, especially for people who are like wanting to get it done and move on with it. But this kind of low and slow, make it an event, make it an enjoyable outdoor entertainment. Whether you're standing around talking to friends or family or whatever while you're grilling outside as part of the experience.
Yeah.
You know, just the smell itself is so nostalgic.
Yeah.
It's so relaxing and comforting.
Yeah.
And if you combine, that outdoor cooking smell and experience with kids playing and swimming and laughing in the background and all the greenery that goes with that, there is no more relaxing environment in the world than that.
That's great. There are limitations, though, obviously, to charcoal. If let's say you are cooking for lots of people, do you have a really large charcoal grill, or are you just rotating things through?
For years, I've used the Weber standard kettle. I think it's a 22-inch kettle grill. Can pretty much do everything except really long-term smoking.
Yeah.
It can do a 2 or 3 hour smoking fairly easy, but beyond that, it's not really meant for that. Recently, last year, I bought the larger version, the super jumbo giant Weber kettle grill. I think it's 28 inches in diameter.
Okay, yeah.
And I think you can do anything you want to on that thing.
Yeah,
It's
right.
got so many features and grill settings and charcoal accommodations to it that I think you could easily smoke something for 8 hours on
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I've been, not to get sidetracked here, but I will a little bit. As you know, we've been remodeling our house. I actually haven't had a grill in a couple of years because of that. And so recently I've been really diving into doing some research on what kind of grill is it that I want. I'm not a huge grilling person. I do enjoy it, but it's not part of my identity. And so for me, I'm looking, what's the most versatile thing that there is? I see a lot of people that have these outdoor griddles.
Yeah.
Then there's also these like automatic hopper pellet machines that smoke stuff, and there are units that combine all of those things together. There's one that's got a hopper that you feed charcoal into, and
Right.
it automatically does that. So yeah, like maybe a whole different podcast, but I find it very interesting, all the options that there are and the opinions that people have about this.
Yeah, we've done outdoor kitchens on projects that we've done that have probably more appliances in the outdoor kitchen than they had in their in-home kitchen.
Yeah.
Whether it's, large griddles, large pizza ovens, outdoor burners, 2 or 3 different kinds of smoking grills, gas grills. And so, the sky's the limit. Ice makers, refrigerators, all those things can go into an outdoor kitchen and make it, like you don't ever have to go inside to cook.
One word of caution about the ice makers is make sure you get the right ice maker,
Yeah.
because when it's 105 degrees outside and you have an ice maker sitting there, it may not work the way you intend it to.
Yeah. I found that in general, outdoor appliances don't hold up well outside. I mean, even if they're meant for that, the bugs and the dust and the debris are just too hard to keep them in pristine, clean condition.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of maintenance to maintain an outdoor kitchen.
All right, let's quickly shift gears to something that you talked about that I wanted to dive into is entertainment. You mentioned music. A lot of people have televisions outside. 4th of July, what's your setup? Like what's important for you?
Oh, I have a fairly robust audio system throughout my house. It's all Sonos equipment.
Yeah, me too.
Which is a pretty straightforward, no-brainer kind of way to achieve that. And I have like 8 outdoor speakers and like 30 indoor speakers. It's over the top, and I apologize for that. But I'm an audiophile and I love music. Don't really like television. I watch some sports, but not a lot. If I'm outdoors, I don't want to have to focus my vision in one area to watch something. So I probably would never have an outdoor TV.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of clients who love that sitting in a lounge position outside, having a cocktail, watching a sports game outside. That's great. And I think that that's an important feature if that's what your family likes.
Yeah. I'm with you. We're Sonos all the way at our house. For the outdoor portion of it, I don't have a sort of in-place setup. We have a couple of the Moves, which is the portable one, which are fantastic speakers, and we just take those outside with us and then bring them back inside when we're not using them. But what about, so when it comes to the music itself, are you like, nobody touch my playlist, I'm in charge? Or you're like, everybody jump in and play whatever you want?
I have a specific type of music that I like, and my family has just gotten used to the fact that that's what he's going to listen to, and there's nothing we can do about it, kind of thing, even though they moan and groan sometimes.
Yeah.
It's generally 60s and 70s music, and that's kind of what I, cut my teeth on, and that's what I listen to. And most of the playlists I listen to are very relaxing, and they're background music. It's not music that you have to focus on or dance to.
Yeah.
So it's enjoyable by the whole family,
Yeah.
from that standpoint. But that's just me. If I go to my daughter's house, then she's listening to more modern, like 90s and early 2000 music. My grandson would be actually listening to my music.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
it's kind of an interesting set of circumstances and tastes that blend our.
Yeah. In our house, we all, kids, my wife and I, we all have similar tastes in music. So we have several playlists that we like. But I definitely, like, there are times when it's like, this is what I want to listen to, and nobody touch the music. But in a party scene, it's more like, okay, everybody here's here. I want everybody to have a good time. So
Right.
I'll
You
open,
put on
I'll
some
open it up.
Beach Boys and let it go.
No. I'll open it up to whoever wants to jump in and play some song. So we're going to do something a little fun, maybe do a little bit of rapid fire, similar to actually, let's just go ahead and call it Worth It, like we've done in the past.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw some things out there. You tell me whether or not you think they're worth it. Some of these things we've already touched on, but let's just go through it.
Okay.
All right, outdoor TVs.
Maybe, depending upon what your tastes are.
Broke the rule already.
Not for me.
Okay, outdoor fireplaces.
I have one. Yeah, I like it, but not for 4th of July.
Not for 4th of July,
Yeah.
right? What about swimming pools that have like the infinity edge?
Very relaxing, and if you're going to have a pool, that's a neat feature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pickleball courts?
No,
No.
not for me.
Guest houses?
If you have lots of company, outdoor people, that's better to have them staying outside your home than inside your home.
I agree with that. This is something we do a lot of, outdoor showers.
Yes, definitely. You got to make sure they don't freeze in the winter.
We mentioned outdoor kitchens. What about outdoor bar?
No. Coolers, ice chests are so good nowadays. You don't need anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Outdoor speakers?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. A large grassy lawn?
Some grass. Doesn't have to be too big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Something that you have at your house, a putting green.
Yeah, I think that's all the family enjoys it. It's easy to maintain, doesn't take any upkeep at all or the blow of the leaves off of it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd say yes.
Yeah, I think it's great if you have the room. I think it's a fun thing that's like if you're standing around and you grab a putter and you're just hanging out, it's a great little activity. All right, if you can have it, a boat dock.
If you're on the water, yeah, it's great to have, you bet.
Absolutely. How about a game room in your house?
Yeah, I think some area where you could play cards or set up one or two small. I don't know that having room for a pool table is necessary, maybe, but some space where you can do indoor game playing.
Yeah, it can be as small as, like you said, a card table or a place to play darts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen a lot of these multi-use tables that are a pool table, a ping pong table, all in one kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't have space for all of those, it's a good feature. But I definitely think a game room or a play area of some sort is, instead of a guest house, what about a bunk room?
If you can't afford a guest house, bunk room's the next best thing. And again, that goes back to if you're going to have guests, you want them to be comfortable, but not too comfortable.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Okay, we touched on this, ice machines outside.
Yeah, I'd say no. Again, ice chests are good. Have the ice machine, yes, but have it inside.
Yeah.
And use it all year round.
Yeah.
But take some of that ice outside.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think we've serviced many outdoor ice machines.
Yeah. They don't hold up well.
Too many times. You mentioned nostalgia. Let's hear some Tim stories from some good memories you had growing up, 4th of July.
Well, when I was growing up, we couldn't afford a pool. So we had to go to community pool or go to the lake or some river. My dad would take one of his original kettle grills and fill it with charcoal, and we'd grill hamburgers or hot dogs out at some remote location around water. I don't know that we really did it that much at home, but every once in a while we did. But if we did, my brother and I were in the backyard squirting each other with hoses, to try to stay cool.
Yeah. So we lived just, it's sort of in the hill country outside of San Antonio on a hill. And my dad had built this huge back deck that sort of stair-stepped down. And we did have a pool, but it was one of those large, round, above-ground pools. But he built it in such a way that with the deck coming down, and because it was stair-stepped, it didn't necessarily feel like an above-ground pool. But so that's where we would spend our time, and then head up to the street to shoot fireworks.
Yeah, where my putting green is now. When my grandkids were little, we had an above-ground pool.
Yeah.
I just went to, Home Depot or Lowe's and bought one, set it up, and spent a lot of money kind of fixing it up to make it feel usable and enjoyable. And my grandkids learned to scuba dive in the thing. They were in it all the time, just staying cool. And it was great. And then after they grew up and outgrew it, just collapsed it and threw it in the landfill.
Yeah.
And so that's a great opportunity for families with young families who really don't want a long-term maintenance or investment of an in-ground pool.
Or maybe like in your case, obviously you have lots of trees in your backyard. It would have been difficult to dig a big hole there.
Yeah.
I think that about does it for me. We've kind of talked about that the house is not quite as important as the outdoor space when it comes to 4th of July. Really, the entertainment factors, the music, the food, the fun, as you said it, those are the important things. Let's wrap it up by saying let's wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Be safe and enjoy your time with your friends and family. So that does it for another episode of Work in Process. If you have any questions, topic suggestions, or want to reach out to us regarding a project, email us at hello@reisingerbuild.com and follow us on Instagram at reisingerbuild_ATX.